Hi there, it's Catherine here from Inky Fingered Cat again. Oh, just wobbled the camera, sorry. And I'm here with another journal page. I've actually already started, but only done a really small amount of prep, so I'll just explain what I'm working on. So, the last video I put out was this page, which I've done in Marie's Circle journal. And now I need to do the other side, and it's a journal made out of envelopes, and this is one of those sort of internal correspondence envelope type things. So I decided to sort of start with some book print, and I've just torn it and glued it down using matte medium. So that's where I've started. Now I'm going to add a little bit of texture using a stencil and some modelling paste, and then I'm going to leave it to dry. So probably this is all going to go into fast motion, and then it'll probably be tomorrow when I actually finish the page off. So it's definitely been done in a couple of stages, that's what I'm saying. So I hope you enjoy. Stick it all into fast forward so you're not sitting there listening to me witter, and I'll talk to you at the end. Hello there, it's another day, and you'll note that suddenly my page has got lots of colour on it, and the reason why that's not on video is because the camera decided it wouldn't record for reasons I don't understand. So I'll talk you through what I've done, then I'll carry on putting it in fast forward. So to start off with, once it was dry with the from the texture paste, I added some distress stains, and I used, let's find the colours I used carved pumpkin, ground espresso and abandoned coral, and just basically randomly added them. Then I added some white gesso. Whilst it was all still quite wet, I used quite a lot of water to sort of blend the inks and the colours. I then added some white gesso, and then I added a little bit more of the distress stains, and then I added some of this distress stain in the picked raspberry, which is a spray, but instead of spraying it, I flicked it like so, okay, in various places. I also added some flicks of my champagne mist, which is a shimmer type ink, really concentrated shimmer, so I added some bits of that as well. And then I added a tiny little bit of the Bistra powder, can't remember what that's called. I've only got this little bit, which came in an Artful Days goodie box a good few months ago now, but just to add some more speckles of the brown. So that's where I'd got up to, and then I started to dry it, looked up and thought, oh, the video's not recording. So apologies, you've missed that step, but hopefully it's reasonably clear what I've actually done, and you can see the results. Now, it's not completely dry in all of the places. There are still some wet pieces. So what I'm going to do is finish drying it and then crack on and hope that the video is recording. So enjoy. Right, so apparently tonight I can't stop knocking the camera, so apologies for the many wobbles that probably will, well, I'm hoping will work themselves out when I put it into fast forward, but I just kept knocking the camera. I don't know what's up with me tonight. I suppose it's because it's an unusual shape and size and I needed to keep lifting it, and the heat embossing went a little bit mad and went everywhere. I think I've managed to avoid getting it. Oh, I've got a little bit on somebody else's page, but I'm sure they won't mind. Shh, don't tell them. So I think I'm done on this. I've gone really textural, lots of shine, some really funky embossing powder. This is Wow embossing powder called Paperartsy, and it's inspired by Marion Amberson. It's a little bit like Frantage. It's got some larger pieces as well as some smaller pieces, and it's a mix of different colours. So the actual very fine powder is like a copper, and then it's got some silver and some gold. And you can probably see it best on this bit. I don't know if you can or not, but there's sort of like copper there, and then the silver and the gold in larger blobs around here. So I did start off trying to emboss it as with the flourish, and there's a little bit of flourish has managed to come out here, but not a huge amount. And then they ended up just trying to just add it in places. And there I go, knocking the camera again. Really sorry. Anybody who's got any kind of inner ear problems is probably going mad. So please just, you know, feel free to skip this one and I'll do better on the next video. So what have I done? I've added lots of bits of stamping, mainly text, using a mixture of the Hot Pick stamps and some Lynn Brown stamps, and I can't see them. But yeah, a mixture of different kinds of stamps. I also added this cool little button texture type thing as well, which I absolutely adore, using the stamps. I did some, I started off with some flecks of white gesso because I just felt it needed a little bit of white to pep it up a little bit. So a few flicks and a few sort of lines of the white gesso. Now the white gesso has actually absorbed some of the colour underneath it because the distress stains react with the water in it, the liquid in it. So it's actually sort of got a strange creamy colour, but I really like that. I'm quite happy with that. And so there's mainly text stamps in the background. Then I added the embossing powder in a few places. Then I used my stamp platform to stamp the 3 flowers because I knew with all that texture going on it would need to be stamped multiple times to get the black. So I'm really pleased. I love my stamp platform because you can do this sort of stuff and you can make it really black, and even though there's still some texture in there, I don't mind that, but I just needed it to be darker than one impression would be. Tim Holtz stickers, added a little bit of black pen and just washed it out with the water brush. Again, added a little bit of inking around the edges just to add a bit of a frame to it. It's not drastic, but there's a little bit of a frame there. I think that was it. So I really like this. Oh, bit of gold pen. That's it. I just added some little random dots of gold pen around just because I felt it just needed a little bit of hand work. But I knew it wasn't like the previous page where it needed, you know, some proper doodling with pen, that kind of thing. I knew that this was more of a gentle and more free-flowing type layout. Really happy with that, and I think Marie will like it too. I'm sure she'll love the textures at the very least, but I'm hoping she'll really like that. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then please do give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to check back the previous video where I made this one if you've not already seen it, because it's so different. You can't get 2 more different in style of those 2, and that's what I love about art journaling and mixed media work, because you just never get 2 the same. So as I say, please like if you liked it, please subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time,